Hi friends! Today I'm going to be making the caramel apple upside down cake. It's my version of upside down cake, lighter in texture and low in calories and not too sweet. I don't know about you, but I want something sweet at the end of the dinner, no matter how I am filled with other delicious food. It's a seasonal cake and it's a good idea to bake around the holiday seasons instead of the pies, which is a little bit too heavy for me. On this channel, I will introduce some of my favorite holiday recipes until the end of the December. Let's get started. First, let's prepare the apples. This apple is called Kogyoku apple, a tart apple in Japan, and you can use any tart apple you can find. Sometimes I find Granny Smith apple in the Japanese market, but it's rare. Kogyoku or Fuji is my go-to. Use organic apples if you can find them. Today I have 170 to 180 grams per piece, and when you remove the core and peel, it's going to be 150 to 160 grams per piece. Cut into 4 and remove the core and peel. If you are using the organic apples, save the core and skin for the later use. We are making the apple tea from it. Place prepared apples in the heavy bottom pot. Add 10% of sugar to the weight of the apples and water halfway up to the apples. Cook on medium heat and bring it to a boil. Cover with a piece of parchment paper and the lid. Simmer for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, your apples look like this. Translucent and softened. Leave 10 to 15 minutes or until it's not too hot to touch. Carefully remove the apples from the pot to bamboo mesh tray or a tray. Keep the syrup for another usage like sweetening the tea or cook another apples. While cooking the apples, let's prepare the mold. Grease the inside of the mold with the oil spray or unsalted butter. Line the bottom with a parchment paper. Set aside. Next, we are going to make caramel, and soon after it's done, while the caramel is still hot, we will pour it into the prepared mold. So set the mold beside you. Put the sugar in a heavy bottom pot and add a little bit of water to moisten the sugar. Turn the heat to medium and cook until the sugar dissolves. Do not touch your spatula, either wooden or heat-proof. Swirl the pot to even out the temperature to cook evenly. It starts caramelizing, and this is a hazelnut color, but we will go a little bit further. Okay, this looks good. The amber color is what we want to achieve at this step. Pour in 1 tablespoon of water to thin it out a little bit. Be careful when you add the water to the caramel. The caramel will splash and it's really hot. Keep away from the pot as much as you can to avoid burning yourself. Turn the heat off and as soon as it makes an even consistency, pour into the prepared mold while still hot. The caramel will set so quickly so that you should work on it really quickly. Line cooked apple over the caramel like this. Place no gaps in between so that your cake looks nice. The apples absorb the caramel while cooking, and it makes a nice topping. So, while we cook the caramel and apples separately, maybe you would know when you take a bite, the apples taste very strong when you cook in the caramel, but in this way of cooking, the caramel is not too strong. The caramel flavor and apples complement each other so well. Set aside until the cake batter is prepared. Before start making the cake batter, preheat the oven to 180 degrees Celsius. Crack 1 egg into your bowl and whisk until the yolk and egg white combine. This is basically a ratio for the pound cake. Same part for each ingredient, but the procedure is like we are making the sponge cake. You will have a light texture but still moist, just like a pound cake. Add sugar to the egg and mix to combine. Switch to an electric hand mixer and whisk until double in bulk on high speed. Lower the speed to make even bubbles in the egg mixture. This is called ribbon stage or ruban. It's going to take 4 to 5 minutes until you get the thick egg mixture. Sift together the cake flour and baking powder in the egg mixture bowl. Fold the cake flour until no flour to be seen. Scoop up and down and do not varnish the air bubbles. When all the flour is not visible, continue mixing with a cutting motion. If you don't mix well, the texture will not be smooth. Add the melted butter at warm temperature and fold until the butter is well combined. Add vanilla if you want. When you finish mixing, your butter looks like this. It's really shiny and has a good sheen on the surface, but still holding the fluffiness. Pour the cake batter over the cooked apple and put it in the oven for 30 minutes. Lower the heat to 160 degrees Celsius and cook another 20 minutes. While we are baking the cake, let's make the natural apple tea. Add water to cover the skin and core and cook on medium heat and bring it to a boil. Simmer for 10 to 15 minutes or until the water turns wet like this. Strain into the jug and you can enjoy it hot or cold. The natural apple tea contains soluble fiber and pectin from the seed. I love the color and the flavor and the taste. Okay, let's go back to the cake. When you press the center and it bounces back, it's already cooked. If you are not sure if it's done or not, you can stick the skewer and it comes out clean. It's perfectly cooked. Leave it on a wire rack for 10 minutes. Insert the tip of the knife around the edges and place the plate on top of the cake. Flip it over and shake a little bit to make sure the cake is separated from the mold. Then unmold the cake. The moment of truth. It looks perfect. It's my version of caramel apple upside down cake. It's still hot, so leave it until it comes to room temperature. Cut into desired size and enjoy. Serve with natural apple tea. It's perfect in the balance. It will last 4 or 5 days in the fridge so you can make ahead before the parties. You can bring it to your friend's house and you will be proud of yourself. Give it a try and let me know how you like it. Thank you for watching the video. Give me a big thumbs up and share the video with your friends and families. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Follow me on the social media and tag me on your post if you give it a try. And go to my website for the printable recipe and more information. And my store on Amazon has pretty much everything that I'm using in my video. Stay safe and stay healthy, and I will see you soon. Bye!